Hello, it is Monday. It's a new weekly reading vlog and I have updates. So, after reading loads of, I was about to say Stranger Things, no, Star Wars books at the weekend, I thought I would read another book off my TBR. And I've started Empire of Gold. And my goal for today was to get at least halfway through. And this is all I have left. So I think we can say I got at least halfway through. It would have been nice to be able to finish it today, but I am tired, and although I didn't have work today because Bank Holiday Monday, I do have work tomorrow. So I'm calling it a night, but I can't really say anything without spoiling, but like two of the main characters in this, and I don't want to say their names because I don't know if that'll be spoilery for people that aren't this far in the series, but I love them so much. They're my favourite characters and I just want the best for them. And this is like a pretty brutal series. So I'm not holding out hope, but you know, I'm really enjoying this. And this is really shiny. I've got the library edition. I do have the audiobook as well, which is how I got through it so quickly, because I've just been like in the zone with the audiobook and the book. But yes, I've been having a lazy day today. My hair is a mess. I have not got out of my pajamas today because I just felt after doing like 48 hours of sprints, I just needed to have a day where I just didn't really interact. I've literally spoken to Ash and that's it. So yeah. But yeah, I am going to go to bed now because it is 10:30 p.m. and I would like to sleep. So I will catch up with you tomorrow where I should be able to tell you I finished this. Hello, it is Tuesday. So today I finished Empire of Gold. This was a 5-star. I really enjoyed the ending of this. I especially loved the epilogue, but I love how things were wrapped up, how things went, and I am intrigued to read the novella next month, which I don't know if that's like a prequel or like a sequel or what, I'm not sure, but either way I'm excited because more in this world, please. I'm so glad I finally read this series. So thank you to Mel from A Book Fiend named Mel, and I feel so bad that I can never remember the other 3 people. I will leave them all linked in the description box. But I'm really grateful that they did this read along because I have had the first 2 books on my Audible for the longest time. And I have just not read them. So I'm glad I got the kick up the butt to finally do that. Let's see what this... I read something off my May the TBR be with you. So this was for Naboo. I chose Padme, which is a book by a female author. Essay Show Reporty is a female author. And then for Vampire Diaries Readathon, this was for Stefan Salvatore, which is read a book with a dual POV. This has multiple POVs in it, so it works. So there's that. I can take that back to the library. And then I did end up starting Seven Devils. Now I've made pretty good progress on this. I'm like, I think Goodreads says it's 40%. It's like 190 pages in, which is a good amount. I don't know how I'm feeling about this because this is feeling like Star Wars fan fiction, but not good Star Wars fan fiction. And I don't think it's supposed to be Star Wars fan fiction. It's supposed to be, I mean, a feminist space opera about 7 rebels who will free the galaxy from the ruthless Empire or die trying. Perfect for fans of Rogue One, Anne Leckie and Becky Chambers. I mean, I love Rogue One and Becky Chambers, but I don't know. I just feel like there's an empire, which is bad. Loyalty to the Empire is programmed from birth. The clones, Order 66. And there's a whole resistance slash rebel, and the blurb literally says, after Eris faked her death, she thought she had left her old life as Princess Discordia, heir to the galaxy's most ruthless empire behind. And there's a resistance fighter pilot called Chloe. I don't think it would bother me if it was like Hurricane Wars, for example, where that's a Star Wars fan fiction that has been made into a book. But I just feel like this is not that. I don't know how to feel about it. And I'm so annoyed because here's the thing. This was sent to me as a review copy. I don't think I requested it. I think it was unsolicited, so I don't feel bad about taking 4 years to review it. But I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I'm not really invested in any of the characters. Like, we're seeing snippets of Eris's life as Princess Discordia, and I feel like it is what Princess Leia's life would have been if she had have grown up with Darth Vader as a dad. And I just feel like I'm not here for it. I don't want to DNF it because I've had this book for too long, and I think I have it on NetGalley as well. So like after I got the physical copy, I was like, oh yeah, let's get it on NetGalley because then I can read it, and didn't happen, did it? Yes, I do have it on NetGalley. I've just looked at my thing. So I want to be able to review it, and I don't want my review to be, oh, I DNF'd this. I don't know. Once I've read it and I've written my review, I might look at other people's reviews to see if they feel the same. But I don't know. But at least if I don't love it, it's a book off by TBR. We look on the bright side. And then I am so annoyed with my library. I don't know what they've done. I reserved 2 weeks ago, might have been 3 weeks ago, I reserved the third omnibus of Attack on Titan, which is volumes 7, 8, 9, because volume 7 is on my TBR. And it took about a week before the way they do it, if it's coming from a different library, so when you place the reservation, it comes up on the app placed, and then obviously it changes to in transit or transit when it's being moved from the library to your library where you're going to collect, and then when it's ready to be collected, it comes up as being held. And I've never had any issues with this. I placed this reservation like 2-3 weeks ago. It took about a week before it said in transit. And I've been checking it to see, because I don't always get a text through when it's ready to collect. And you have like a week and a half to collect it before they cancel the reservation and send it back. So I was like, I always check the app every other day just to make sure. And I checked yesterday and it still said in transit, and it's been like a week. So I was like, well, maybe by the time I go, like when I go to take Empire Gold back, I will ask them if they can see anything their side. But then today it's gone back to showing as placed. I'm like, why? I don't understand. So I don't want to wait, because I want it to be my next read after Seven Devils. So I had a look on the ebook library, and volume 7 is on there for immediate read. So I've got it ready on my iPad to read tomorrow on Gem Sprints, because fitting that it'll be in Gem Sprints. So that's what I'm going to do tomorrow. I'm going to finish Seven Devils. I don't know how much I've got left of the audiobook, but I think it's like 2 hours. I don't know. I'm going to finish that. And then I'll read volume 7 of Attack on Titan. and then I don't know what I'm reading because everything else I can't read yet. I have Serpent of the Wings of Night, Final Offer, The Nine Eyes of Lucian, and Feed and Fiancé Farce, which I'm reading next week when I'm at Ashes. I've got Otherworldly, To Cage God, and Traitor's Blade, which I'm reading the week after because they're all buddy reads. My audiobook hold at the library for Magic Study doesn't become available until the week after I'm at Ashes, so the same week I'm doing the 3 buddy reads. And the only other thing I have other than Attack on Titan is Akamath, which I kind of wanted to wait until the final week. So I don't know. It would be really great if my audiobook hold of the next Star Wars book came in, which is Convergence, but that's saying a 2-week wait, which makes me sad. I've got an audiobook hold for Tales of Light and Life, which is another High Republic book, but that one is that's actually one of the young adult ones, which is 6 books in. So I don't know why I've placed a hold on that, because I'm not going to get through all the others. I don't own any of the others, and I haven't even looked to see if they're on my thing yet. But I wanted to get through all the adult ones first and then read the young adult ones, so I might just cancel that audiobook hold. But yeah, that is my random rambly update. I don't know what else I'll read if I can't. I'll just figure something out. Maybe I will pick from my 12 books mug. We'll see. But I've been talking for 10 minutes. I'm probably going to cut out loads of this. Probably won't actually. This will be the vlog, 10 minutes of footage. That was a joke. But yeah, I had a bit of a tidy. So, oh, that's actually a good point. I can add a coin for declutter a space, because I had a little sort through my candles, because I got some new storage for my candles, and a lot of them were just on double stacked bookshelves instead of double stacking books. But there was like a whole shelf I couldn't see through candles, and Funkos that I couldn't see through candles. So I was like, I want to get some storage that I can put all these candles in for when I'm not using them. Obviously when I'm not using them, they're not going to be in the storage when I'm using them. And I got the drawers today, and they're pretty. They're pastel-y rainbow colours, and I put all them in there, and it's nice to see my shelves now. It does mean I have to dust now, which sucks, but it's fine. Okay, I'm going to stop rambling now, because this is ridiculous. 12 minutes nearly. I'll catch up with you tomorrow. Hello, it is Wednesday. I am so tired. I've been on gem sprints this evening, and I have got quite a lot done today. But I'm very tired, so let's make this as quick as possible. That's what she said. I finished 7 Devils. This was a 2-star. I have my review on Goodreads, and I haven't gone into much on the review, but I feel like if you are a casual fan of Star Wars or not a fan of Star Wars at all, you might like this. You're not going to make the connections that a hardcore fan that's watched everything multiple times is going to make. And for me, there was just too many things that my brain was like, this you've taken this off of Star Wars and changed it, and it's not as good. And my main example is, it's in the blurb, like, loyalty to the Empire is programmed from birth. So there's like a chip. I'm sorry. The clones? Order 66? No. That was the main thing. But there's like loads of other little things that like my brain was just like, Star Wars did that better. So I feel like this is not a book for a hardcore Star Wars fan. If you're a hardcore Star Wars fan and you love this book, I love this for you. This was not for me, and I don't think it's necessarily the book. I just, like I said, I would recommend this. I've recommended this to Lisa. I think Lisa might like this. She's in fact having this copy because it is a nice hardback. I do like the hardback. Because she has only seen episodes 1, 2 and 3 of the movies. So I feel like she doesn't not have the same level of Star Wars knowledge. So I feel like she's more likely to enjoy this than I was. But 2 stars, oh well. This was on my May the TBR Be With You TBR for Scarif, which was Jin, one of the oldest books on your TBR. I've had this since before it came out because this was this was sent to me by the publisher. So yeah, and it came out in 2020. And from Vampire Diaries Readathon, this was for Catherine, which is read a retelling or a book inspired by another. If this isn't inspired by Star Wars, I don't know what is. So yeah, and then my plan for Gem Sprints was to read volume 7 of Attack on Titan, and I did, but it ended on a spot that I didn't particularly like it ending on. So I went and read volume 8, read half of this, read volume 7 and half of volume 8 in the first sprint, and I was like, right, I will finish volume 8 and then I'll move on to my next book. Next sprint come around and I finished volume 8. Didn't like how it ended. Needed the next volume. So I went and got volume 9 from my library and I read volume 9 in that sprint. Why am I like this? All 3 were 5 stars. I did put my foot down and was like, no, I'm not reading any more tonight. Partly because I'm reading them on my iPad because the physical one hasn't come into the library. So I'm having to do ebooks, which is a lot easier because I can just go through them 1 volume at a time. But I'm reading them on my iPad. And my brain was just done with looking at a big screen other than like my computer screen for sprints. So I was like, we're going to switch to an audio book and the physical book now. So yeah, I did read this. Volume 7 of Attack on Titan for May the TBR Be With You was my Mandalore, Darth Maul, a book with a siege or battle. Every single volume. They're battling titans. And then for Vampire Diaries Readathon, volume 7 was for Sheriff Forbes, read a book of mystery. There is a lot of mystery in this and there are a lot of unanswered questions in this. So yes, this counts as mystery. Volumes 8 and 9 were not on my TBR. So they're just bonus books. But it's fine because that's 192 pages per volume that I'm getting those points. So yeah. And then I am very much sort of I'm stuck on my TBR because everything else on my TBR I can't read yet because of like plans for like buddy reads or like vlogs or whatnot. So I needed a book. So I was going through my NetGalley books and what ones I have physically and could get the audiobook from the library, and The Left-Handed Booksellers of London by Garth Nix. Now this came out in 2020, September 2020 if I remember rightly. So it was near the end of 2020, not that that matters, it was still 4 years ago. And my library has this, or my sister's library, one of the libraries had the audiobook. So I got the audiobook and I have read the first 100 pages. And do you know what? I'm having a fun time with this. I'm really enjoying how eccentric and weird all the characters are. Like, they're just so odd and I love them because they're just so themselves. And I'm really enjoying all like the booksellers we've met so far, both the left-handed and the right-handed. And I am really intrigued to see where things are going with our main character. And I kind of have an idea based on what's already happened and based on the name of the second book, I feel like the name of the second book might be a spoiler, but I don't know, I could be wrong. So I need to remember to not say in this vlog whether I was right or not about that, because I don't want that to be a spoiler. I'm just putting out a theory. I don't know. But I'm really enjoying this. There's like some like folklore with like fairies and stuff that's in this. There's been like these vampire type creatures mentioned called spinners, I think. I'm sure it was a spinner. And I'm just really intrigued to learn more about all these creatures and what the booksellers do, because the left-handed and the right-handed booksellers have different like things they do, but the main character comes across a bookseller like straight away in this, and he's a left-handed bookseller, but his sister is a right-handed bookseller, and I'm just really intrigued to see where this all goes. But so far I'm having a fun time, and I wasn't sure if I would, because I don't know, like I've read a fair amount of Garthnics. I've read like half of the Old Kingdom. I grew up on the Keys to the Kingdom, and I've read Angel Mage. So I've read quite a lot of different things from him, and I've enjoyed all of his books, but Angel Mage was my least favourite. And I don't know what it was. I just like, back when I first got this, I felt like this was going to be more up that alley. But I don't actually think it is. But anyway, I am making no sense. But yeah, I'm hoping to finish this tomorrow. But I'm going to go sleep now because it's nearly midnight and I'm so tired. So I'll catch up with you tomorrow. Hello, it is Thursday. It has been so warm today. I have lopsided space buns, a tank top and shorts because it was hot. But I have had a really productive day. I got like loads of bits done that I wanted to get done. My swing chair is all ready for summer, and I sat out there for like 20 minutes, which was great. But yeah, reading updates. I finished The Left-Handed Booksellers of London. This was a 4-star. I really enjoyed this. I do think I'm going to unhaul this though, because my main reason is that this was the Litjoy version and you can't get the matching edition of the sequel. I do want to read the sequel, but I don't think I will actually own them, which is fine. But I did really enjoy this. I really like the characters and the whole, like, the way the like magic worked was really interesting, and finding out more about Susan was just, it was great. I am really intrigued by the sequel because I want to know more about Susan. And also I love Merlin. Merlin's sister Vivian though should get more page time because I think Vivian might be my favourite. But like there were so many cute characters that I just loved. So yeah, 4-star. Really enjoyed this. Really enjoyed the story. Really enjoyed the like magic. I'm using magic loosely. This, I would say this is more of like a supernatural paranormal book rather than fantasy, but here we are. But yeah, it was great. That was not on my TBR. I have reserved a book from the library, or I've got a book out from the library. It's an Adrian Tchaikovsky one, because I want to read some more of his books before the blogger brunch at the end of the month, because he is one of the authors. I knew he would be. I was correct. But I have got Barehead and I'm intrigued. I don't know much about it, but I really enjoyed Doors of Eden, so I'm going to give more of his stuff a go. I think I've also put on hold for Dogs of War, Cage of Souls and City of Lost Chances. Dogs of War might come in before the Blogger Brunch, but the other two won't, because they are like too far out, because they're more popular ones, which is fine. I might see if my other library app has it, we'll see, because Cage of Souls is one that I'm really intrigued by, and all of those ones are ones that I can get on my staff discount, because they're Head of Zeus. So yeah, but yeah, that's all I really have for you. I'm basically off of TBR now until Monday, which is fine, but now I'm like, what do I read? So I'm just reading whatever I feel like. I'm off TBR. It's fine. I am zoning out because I'm so tired, so I'm just gonna end this clip here, take these out and go to bed. So I'll catch up with you tomorrow when Ash will be here. I'm excited. Hello, it's Friday. Ash is here. I don't know if you can tell.
I couldn't tell.
I put these like plaits in to keep my hair on my face, and now it looks weird, so you're just gonna have to deal with it. I have reading updates. So I needed an audiobook today. So I was like, what could I read? And I was like, oh, I've been wanting to read more Adrian Tchaikovsky. And I was like, oh, Bearhead sounds good. I will read Bearhead. So got the audiobook from my library. And then I was really confused when I went on to Goodreads because it said number 2. And I was like, what? Dogs of War is book 1. I thought they were both standalones. To be fair, the blurb of Bearhead does not spoil anything. My library was telling me a 2-week wait, and I was like, that's not good enough. Jem came to the rescue with her library. So I read the entirety of Dogs of War today. It was a 4-star. I did really enjoy it. However, it is not, I think it's one of his like backlist books, and you can tell because I've read Doors of Eden, which was written after this, and you can very much tell. I also think it's a different type of book. Doors of Eden is sort of like an alternate world type book, like doorways, portal fantasy, portal sci-fi,
Parallel university,
not parallel, kind of portal sci-fi, whereas this is biogenetic, and I can't remember the words they used. Animals that have been like had stuff done to them, and now they're like soldiers, and then stuff happens.
biomechanic.
They're not mechanics. I don't know what it is. Anyway, it was really good. It focused a lot on like the politics of like why these were good or bad, and it spoke a lot about like the moral side of it as well, and if like these animals have rights because, you know, they can talk and they can basically live normal lives like humans can. So it was really interesting. And Bearhead is book 2, so I will be reading that one at some point. But I read this one, it wasn't on my TBR, shocking, I know. And then whilst I was waiting for this one, I was like, oh, Bearhead was Dogs of War was supposed to take me into the evening, and it did not. Oh, what shall I read? Oh look, there's another 3 volumes of Attack on Titan on my library. So I read volumes 10, 11 and 12 of Attack on Titan. I have finally got to a certain part that Jem is very, very happy because it's a pretty big reveal, and I've managed to not be spoiled for it, which I'm very happy about, because it was just great, and it was great talking to Jem about it. And yeah, I have reserved volumes 13, 14, and I reserved 50, but it's not available for 2 weeks. I'm sorry, what? Excuse me? Absolutely not. So I'm hoping that person returns it early so I can read the next 3. Because I have started figuring out, in each omnibus, 2 end on a cliffhanger, and then the 3rd doesn't end on a huge cliffhanger. Like it's a bearable cliffhanger. So I can't read 13 and 14 yet because they're going to end on massive cliffhangers. So I need 15. It's fine. It's fine. But I'm having the best time. They're all 5 stars. The first volume I read was 4-star, and possibly the second volume, but like all the volumes I've read this year have been 5 stars.
I gave the first 2 4 stars, which I don't read manga, so I'm pretty impressed.
Yeah, and also it's the start of a series. You're just getting into it, so like there's not many for me that have been 5 stars on like the first volume. Apart from Spy Family, but that's amazing. Actually, with I don't even think Spy Family had a 5-star. Actually, no, I think that might be one of the ones that had a 5-star on volume 1. But anyway, yeah, I have a really bad headache, so I want to go to bed and turn this light off and that light off.
And I'm tired because I've been driving.
You've worked and then you've driven.
And
you need sleep. That's the plan. So
I've not read a single thing today.
I mean, understandable.
I was going to read on my break.
Did people talk to you?
No.
Oh.
I was just eating my pot noodle and watching Gem's video, so it's Gem's fault.
It's Gem's fault.
Rude.
I don't think she's going to care though, because I read 3 volumes of Attack on Titan.
And I watched her video, so.
But yeah. So I'll catch up with you tomorrow, maybe, probably. Yeah. Hello. It is Saturday. We are about to go to bed, but I thought I would just wrap up this vlog. I re-dyed my hair today. Haven't really done much else other than re-dye my hair. We took stuff to the charity shop, did some food shopping. I made Toad in the Hole for dinner. We watched the 2 episodes of Doctor Who. Solid evening. I'm very annoyed that everyone in the UK last night, apart from us, apparently saw the Northern Lights. Apparently it's supposed to be able to see them again tonight, but
Oh, where were you?
I've been going out into my garden and looking out the front as well. Absolutely nothing. I think there's too much light pollution here, which sucks. A boo. But yeah, I am wrapping up this vlog because we want to go to bed. But I hope you enjoyed this vlog. I haven't read anything today. Shocking, I know. Hope you enjoyed this vlog. If you did, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and see you next time.